How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca and I have OI type 4. Today on Show Me the Green, we got the Begonia chlorosticta, the green form. Let's get into it. So begonias, everybody's favorite, definitely one of my favorites. The chlorosticta, the green form, is a beautiful, beautiful species. You can tell right off the bat that it has kind of a cool olive green leaf with those green splotches. There's also a red form and a black form. The green form is really pretty, and it has these really pretty red backs. Found in Sarawak. They grow kind of on moist cliffs and rocky areas. It's been a very easy to grow plant for me. Like most begonias, they root super well. Super easily rather, and they're just really, really pretty. They are more of a cane style begonia, and I thought they needed really, really high humidity, but that hasn't proven to be true necessarily. Now, I started them off in a high humid environment, and I slowly try to play around with the parameters, and right now this guy is being grown in about 55–65% average humidity, and the temperatures can spike upwards in the low 90s. High 80s is probably more average, and it's doing really, really well. It is a thirstier plant, but it is kept in kind of a 4-inch plastic pot and a very airy mix, and I feel like that's probably the best thing. I've had other begonias kind of melt on me. Easy to bring back once they do melt if you catch it early enough, but this guy has yet to melt. I've taken several cuttings from them. They've all rooted super well. I've done it doing the leaf method, and I've actually just cut from the petiole forward right near the stem, and I'll put that whole thing in moss, and it roots beautifully. Eventually you'll get these tiny little leaves that come around the side of the leaves. A note on propagating begonia leaf. You know it's a good strike if the leaf itself doesn't melt on you. If the leaf stays just like the day you cut it, or at least most of it anyway, then bets are that you've got a really good strike, and you have roots and you have little leaves striking up soon. So I've done that with Milano Bullata. I mean 12, 15 different begonias I've tried with leaf propagation, and it's all done well. And that rule has held. So if the leaf stays, you're good. Originally these guys are from, like I said, Sarawak in Indonesia. As a side note, the Begonia Sarawak is on my wish list. That is a beautiful plant. I'm going to end up down the road, we'll do a bunch of videos on it, but I'm going to build a huge terrarium, and then I'll get the Sarawak and we can put it in there. I really feel like that one needs the higher humidity. Originally in 1967, I think is when it was first cultivated. It was under the name of the collection name of U038 until it eventually got its distinctive taxonomic place, which is Begonia chlorosticta. And like I said, there's a red form, a black form, and then the original green form. Super pretty plant. I'm going to do another close-up here. You can definitely see why it's a popular plant. It's beautiful. The new leaves come out and they actually have like a reddish background versus this green. And if you can tell, try to slow this down, there's a real nice velvety sheen to the leaf, and it's just so cool. These guys do produce a lot of flowers. They are male flowers and female flowers, but on the same plant, like most begonia in my experience. So I got this guy from a Etsy shop called Stompy Rhino, and they're based out of Houston, Texas. They're awesome. I've only had a few purchases from them, and while they may not have a ton of plants to choose from, the plants they do have are incredible. So I had ordered another chlorosticta from another company, and I knew it was going to be a smaller plant, so when it arrived I was fine. But when this guy arrived from the Stompy Rhino, it was huge. Not guaranteeing that they're always going to be this bigger than your expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised on every single plant that I ordered from them. Houston, Texas has actually quite a few really good Etsy shops, so if you're looking for some cool plants, check out the Stompy Rhino, because I was very, very impressed. The plants are super healthy. The communication was great. Shipped out really quickly. Sometimes you order from Etsy and you don't get you know, updates, or they stay in the order confirmed status for quite a while. But these guys shipped out pretty much, if I ordered on a Friday, they shipped out that Monday, and it was great. The other couple plants I ordered from them also came in bigger than I expected. So beautiful plant. I'll try to post a picture if I can of what it was when I first got this plant, but it's definitely probably doubled in size since I've gotten it. So yeah, check them out if you're ever interested. So another cool part about begonias is the genus Begonia is huge. I mean, many hundreds of species of begonia, if not thousands of species. But in Begoniaceae, the family, there is one other genus in that family, and that is Hillebrandia, and that's the only species in that genus, and it's Hillebrandia sandwicensis, and it's native to Hawaii. So sandwicensis, named after the Sandwich Islands, which Hawaii is part of, and it's the sole, like I said, the sole species, sole member of that genus, and they do look very begonia-esque. They're green leaves, but they have these kind of, you know, typical begonia leaves. And maybe when I'm out hiking and doing kind of an in the field episode, we can hopefully find one. Like many native flora and fauna to Hawaii, they're kind of rare to find as a whole. There are some common, very common natives, but the Hillebrandia is not a very common one. It is native to, I think, Kauai, Oahu, Hawaii, and Maui. It may be Molokai and Lanai as well. I don't know, but for sure Kauai, and that's where we are. So hopefully we can find one. But these guys do let you know if they're thirsty. They start to kind of lean down. They do like a lot of light, but not direct light. A lot of kind of bright indirect light, as everyone says. But the brighter you can get without too much intensity, your begonias are going to be really happy. Pests, I haven't had any pest pressures at all. No scale, no mealybug, nothing like that. Very beautiful plant. I know they can get leggy on you, so trimming and kind of overall maintenance of the plant is going to be required to keep it nice and bushy looking, which I prefer. A lot of cane begonias can get a little bit out of control. I do want to play around with putting this in the yard next to the maculata and see if it grows just as well as the maculata. I think a begonia garden with different leaf structures, leaf textures, and whatnot would look amazing. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely try to do kind of a DIY begonia corner in the yard. But yeah, if you guys want to just chime in and let me know what your favorite begonia species is, we'll definitely have a conversation on favorite begonias. But it's definitely one of my favorite genuses. Super easy plants. They're just beautiful, and you can see why everyone loves them. I want to do a neighborhood crawl too and see my neighbors' homes, because some of my neighbors have really big patches of common begonias, but any plant that's mature and lush looks incredible, and especially when they're under full blooms and all that, it's amazing. The Begonia maculata has a wonderful scent to the blossom, so I'm hoping the chlorosticta does as well. But anyway, stay tuned for more updates, and you guys are going to start to see more of the collection, how I keep them here in beautiful Hawaii. But if you like what you see, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.